Hey guys, just wanted to get back and let you know kind of how I routed my catch can. Everybody seems to put it right up in the left corner above the brake booster, but I kind of found a different way to put it. Gives it a little more straight line for the hoses, no kinks or anything like that. And I'll kind of show you what I did here. Let me flip this over. All right guys, so I just wanted to kind of show you where I put my catch can. Everybody seems to put them right up here, which is a good spot. There's a little lug right here that's already ready for a screw. It's a 10 millimeter, pretty common thread. You can see I actually found another one and just screwed it on top of that one there, just to keep safe, you know. But I'm actually have a different situation for that spot right there already. So what I wanted to do is find somewhere else, and somewhere that's going to be a little more direct. So what I did is I got this little bracket here. Love Home Depot. What? I make a lot of brackets out of their Home Depot section, the Simpson tie section. Right here is just an L bracket. Already has some screw holes on the side here, so I screwed it to the catch can. Right here, there's actually two nuts. One right here, I brought this screw up from the bottom and put a nut in. You can see that there's little holes down in here. So the first nut actually sinks down into that hole and it holds this stud up in the air. And then the second nut just goes right on top with a lock washer on there. And then you can see how I routed this. It's pointing straight back. The out is routing right into the air intake, and the in, you can see it just routes right around here. It's gonna go right along the firewall, and you can barely see it right in the back there. It just droops right down and plugs right into the PCV area right there. This side here and this side here, I don't even have clamps. I'm using a 1/2 inch hose. You can barely make it out on here. And on this side here, I just used the medium size that came with the catch can. And I did put some clamps on this side here. There's not a ton of pressure, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's kind of how I routed it. I have, like I said, I have something else that's gonna go in the back here that I already have planned for. And I have a plan for a second catch can. You do not need to do this, but what I'm gonna do is this right here is a second area where the crankcase ventilation comes up into your intake right before the throttle body. So anything coming in here is gonna be sucked into the throttle body and just makes it dirty. This one back here just sucks right into the air intake and gets burned right back into the engine there, into the cylinders. And it just gets pushed in with the air from the throttle body and the fuel from the fuel rail there. So what I'm gonna do, I have another Simpson bracket that I purchased and that I'm modifying, and you can see that the engine cover's not on there. Right here is the bracket for the engine cover. This is the bolt that you take off to take the engine cover off, and right here is a hole. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna mount a bracket right here. It's gonna come right across this way and do a 90-degree flip, and I'm actually right in this section right here, I'm gonna have a catch can. So this one again is gonna have a short throw right over to here, and then a long throw that's gonna go right back. I'm keeping these, I'm gonna take them off, keep them. You know, if I ever go to get rid of the Jeep, I can put it back to factory and not worry about leaving the catch cans on there for someone else. But that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you that when I get the catch can installed and when I get the brackets painted and everything. You can see they come this color here. This one I wasn't so worried about the color, because the color of the AC lines and everything are all kind of that same just natural aluminum color, so I just left this one. But the one for over here, it's a black bracket, so I'm actually painting it black. It's gonna come over to hold that catch can there. So I'll show you guys that in just a bit. And this is how it's done. So I got a second oil catch can. Actually mounted it right here next to the alternator. Got this awesome bracket that I made. I say I made, Simpson strong tie from Home Depot. It's the perfect direction. There was a hole already in the bracket here underneath this cover that I just drilled a hole and put a bolt and screw. Comes out flat this way, and then it flips and it makes a nice little spot to hold this guy. This is the area that I'm going into. You can see what I did is I just cut the tube. Instead of this curving back this way and going back underneath there, it just curves down, circles around, and that's this tube right here. So they're on opposite sides. So this one's got to circle down and around, and then this one here circles down here, goes underneath here, and then circles right back around this way. And then the other part of that factory tube that I cut, it's actually meeting up with it right here. This is where my tube and the factory tube meet. So normally this factory tube plugs in down there, and it would normally go around that way, around the engine, come out right under here, and then snake right up to here. So I just cut it, ran that one there, and then the first one I put in, this was from the PCV valve. So I have this oil catch can. This is the main can right here, which is actually curving the same way underneath, going back, and then right down on the other side there between the fuse box and the engine, boom, it plugs in right there. And then this side right here, this one just feeds right over and right inside there. So I actually put 2 in here. You do not need to do this, but they do say when you go full throttle, if you need full throttle, then the pressure inside the crankcase kind of goes reverse, and you do get some back feed of oil into here, and this is your air box feeding directly back into your intake here. So to keep that extra oil and everything out of the throttle body and going back into the intake, I did put a second one here. So I do have run 2 on this Jeep. I got about 53,000 miles on it, and we're gonna see how this works. Thanks, guys.